Hello, everyone. My name is Augustas, and I'll be presenting the perspective of a patient who had inhibitors and was successfully tolerized. So I have nothing to disclose. And my story. I was born in 1987 when in Lithuania, which was still occupied by the Soviet Union at the time. I was diagnosed with severe hemophilia A when I was 14 months old, and the bruises on my knees were very unusual, so I was brought to the hospital. The only available treatment at the time was fresh frozen plasma and cryoprecipitate, and the treatment was never effective, and I was diagnosed with inhibitors against factor VIII when I was 6 years old. From then on, I was treated with FIBA. Hemophilia is a serious condition, and without the treatment of the factor concentrate that you lack, it is very hard to manage. And to no surprise, it was my biggest constant challenge. And like anyone else with an inhibitor, I had a lot of spontaneous bleeds. I've spent a lot of time in the hospital, and from my experience with inhibitors, bleeding does not stop when you administer treatment. Depending on severity, the bleeding might only stop when the joint has swollen to the max. And it would affect my school, my career, relationships, projects, holidays, and everything else. Despite the hemophilia, I am happy that I could lead a pretty normal life, and I attended a public school, I graduated from a university, I started diving and free diving, and I had a full-time job. It seemed that my hemophilia friends who didn't have an inhibitor were doing much better than me. So since I had a very low inhibitor titer for several years, I asked my hematologist, Kryžiauskaitė, to consider an ITI treatment. And together with Professor Griškevičius, she worked hard to get the necessary funding for this treatment, because that treatment was never applied before in Lithuania. ITI started on March 2012. It was a bone protocol high-dose ITI done with a plasma-derived product, which was batch selected, and 100 units per kilogram twice daily. Inhibitor titer rose from 0.6 to 5 and down to 0 in the first month. And in the first 3 months, normal factor VIII half-life was reached. So I was tolerized, and I was prescribed prophylaxis. And that made me very happy, because my dream that I had until then came true. And since the ITI, I can manage my hemophilia very well. I do have permanent joint damage, but my quality of life improved significantly. So the first thing after the successful tolerization, I went to a spearfishing trip to Norway with my friends to get my trophy fish. And then I changed my car's automatic gearbox to a manual, because I always wanted to drive a stick shift. And I got married. It would have probably happened anyway, but not as smoothly as it did. So, and I had an ankle synovectomy, and a knee replacement is scheduled for next year. So now I can plan things and expect that my health won't be an issue. And now I just cheat my hemophilia by infusing every morning. So that's it. Thank you.